Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers. Welcome. I'm going to talk to you today about all the new information coming out, studies coming out. President Biden's going to be telling us that you don't have to wear a mask outdoors. What's the deal with social distancing? But more importantly, what do you need to be doing today still to keep yourself strong no matter what's coming at you, whether it's a virus, a bacteria, a new thing, an old thing, whatever it is, you've got to be taking care of yourself, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome. Thanks for jumping on. Love having you guys. Love inspiring you to get your health where it needs to be, inspiring you to take massive action for your life and for that self and personal responsibility that you need to look out for yourself. No one else is going to. The government's not going to take care of you. The hospital's not going to take care of you. You are responsible for yourself and for your health. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Go ahead and pop down below where you guys are watching from. Got a lot of people on here already. Love seeing all these faces, and love seeing everybody that is a regular, anybody that's new. Pop down below where you are watching from. Hey Doris, good to see you. So also like or follow our page if you haven't already. We've got hundreds of videos. Hey Eric, great to see you again. Hundreds of videos, YouTube channel, they're all organized, and you can search those alphabetically and search them by topic. And then on Facebook, we have tons and tons of information as well. Hey Roxy, great to see you as well. Okay, so here's the deal. Couple things going on right now. MIT, a pretty good school there. They do a lot of research. Hey Cindy, they do a lot of research, and they just came out last week and said that in their study, they did not see a difference between 6 feet social distancing versus 60 feet, anything in between. So if you're inside a building, guess what? Air travels and germs are going to disperse. Hey Monique, good to see you. Yeah. You people are doing wrong thing. Everyone should be wearing a mask till the pandemic is over. Interesting. Well, here's great. Thanks for bringing that up. And I'm not sure if you're being facetious or not there, but Monique is saying that people should wear a mask until the pandemic is over. So 2 questions there. When President Biden comes out today and says that you do not need to be wearing a mask outside, does that count? And then number 2, who decides when the pandemic is over, and what is that going to look like? Where's that end game? So thanks for jumping on, Monique. Love to have the comments there. Linda, great to see you. And Kimmy, new here. All right, Dana Point, great to see you as well. So MIT said that 6 feet or 60 feet, it doesn't matter, and we've known this all along. So give me a thumbs up if you remember, if you're old enough like me to remember smoking and non-smoking sections. Probably you people that are under 30 and under, you may not even remember smoking and non-smoking sections. But what they had this glass divider, and it wouldn't be like solid glass, like all the way up to the ceiling. It would be maybe like this, and then there's a gap around that. There's a bunch of thumbs up there. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? And if you sat right next to the smoking section, guess what you smelled the entire time you were eating? Smoke, right? Yeah, hey Angela, good to see you. So you sit right next to this glass, that smoke is coming around, and that's what viruses do, that's what germs do, that's what all these things is that it's going to disperse around there. So if I take, on this side of the room, if I take some baby powder and shake it up and there's air circulating in here, it's going to get dispersed throughout this room. You could have a smell. If I open up lemon essential oil or garlic or something like that, and the air circulating, it will disperse all the way around this room. Guess what happens? That's what happens with germs, with viruses, and a lot of different bacteria, different bugs floating throughout the air. And the research shows those can travel hundreds, if not thousands of miles, that those viruses can be dispersed all over. So of course, I'm standing probably 6 feet from the camera right now, and I guarantee you germs are going to disperse around that. If somebody's standing there for 5, 10, 15 minutes, it's going to disperse around that area. So of course, we're going to be exposed to germs no matter what. We've been talking about this all along, but MIT finally came out and said, you know what, guys, that whole social distancing thing, it really doesn't work. That's not something that's legit. Sure, if you're standing next to somebody and you sneeze on them or sneeze in their face, that's different than just standing next to somebody and there's germs floating all around. So interesting, the research is now catching up with what we've been saying all along. So in that instance, guess what? You've got to have the most strong, the best body, the best immune system you possibly can to be able to fight that off, no matter what it is, whether it's a virus, bacteria, COVID, the flu, any type of bug out there. You could get stung by a West Nile mosquito. How come 90% of the people that got stung by a West Nile mosquito had no symptoms at all? Their immune systems were strong enough. That's the difference. And so the first thing we're looking at is that MIT said social distancing doesn't really matter. The other one is that today President Biden's going to come out and look at there you go, is going to look at the mass outdoors, and they're going to say mass outdoors, very little chance of getting infected, especially if you're biking, if you're out for a hike, a walk, a lot of these different things. Hopefully he pulls it off the federal lands, which is Rocky Mountain National Park and a lot of these national parks where they were having people do that as well. So they're going to pull mask recommendations out of the outdoor spaces, so that and again, some communities will still be making people do that. I know in Boulder, Colorado here, they still are making their kids wear masks outdoors, even at one of the schools that we know. We have friends go to that school, and their kids are still having to wear masks outside at recess, even though the Boulder School District, Boulder County have lifted the outdoor mask mandate. They're still making people do that. So hopefully, especially for our kiddos, they let the kids run around and especially outdoors be unmasked so they can breathe fresh air and really enjoy that outside activity. So that look for that announcement today. It should be coming out that the outdoor mask mandate is going to go away, or the recommendation, because really the CDC has no ability to mandate anything. So first thing, MIT has said that 6 feet or 60 feet does not matter. Social distancing is not that important of an issue when we're looking at indoors, because those germs can go almost everywhere. And then they're going to announce today that you can take masks off outdoors. That's the next step that's coming. So we'll see what is coming after that. But what we do know is that about 42.5% of the adult population has had at least one dose of their vaccinations, and 28.9% has had 2%. They're saying that 85% of the population needs to be vaccinated in order to reach that herd immunity, or they must have already had the actual infection. But what they're saying too is that if you've had the infection, you need to get the vaccine. So what we're looking at here is that 28.9%, but an interesting study as well. They were doing surveys looking at all the statistics, and they found that 8% of the people, 8% of that 42.5% that had had one dose, had not had their second dose at the appropriate time. So a lot of people not quite sure why that is. Could be that people had reactions to it on that first one, don't want to do it. Maybe they were out of state, maybe they moved somewhere, maybe they figure it's good enough, whatever it is. But that's interesting. So that 42.5% goes down to about 34% of the population that has had their second one. So pretty interesting on that part of the process. Now they're talking about vaccine hesitancy, where there's not enough people that are ready to get going with that process. So let's say mandates are not law. The CDC is compromised. So yeah, Shelley, the CDC cannot make laws. Local municipalities can, but the CDC cannot make laws there. So what we're looking at is there's a lot of people that still are saying they're not going to get vaccinated. So are we going to get to that 75 to 85%? Not sure. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Again, it's an individualized thought process, and you've got to look at a lot of different factors about your health and what's going on when you make that decision. So it's a personal decision. People ask us all the time, and what my team's doing, I've got people all over the country, all over the world on our team, so I can't speak for everybody there. They each are doing their own individualized thought process. So what do you need to be doing today to keep yourself as strong as feasibly possible? Number one thing you can do, we've talked about it all along, vitamin D. Get your vitamin D in that 60 to 80 level. I have not seen a single person that has had a bad episode with COVID, whether that's going to the hospital, anything like that, that had high vitamin D, had vitamin D in that 60 to 80. So Kelly, we'll talk about that one in a second. So here's what it is. You've got to get that vitamin D up. Yes, sunshine helps, but really you've got to look at looking at sunshine is okay, but you're going to have to take some external vitamin D. Get your vitamin D tested, see how much you've got to do, and then get it up to that 60 to 80, test again, and go from there. So vitamin D, number one thing that you can be doing. Number two, keep your blood sugar stabilized. We know every time the blood sugar spikes up too high or drops down too low, we decrease the immune system function for 4 hours up to even 24 hours, depending on how extreme it is. So that's a big part of what we're looking at is we've got to be able to keep that blood sugar as steady as possible, because if somebody sneezes on you and you just ate a Krispy Kreme donut, your immune system is not going to function as well as it should. So you've got to be able to keep that blood sugar as steady as you should. Number three, you want to get good proper sleep. Sleep is crucial. How many people do you know that used to get they would have crashes around their finals or staying up late or pulling all-nighters, whatever it is, and their immune system would crash down. So you've got to get that good quality sleep in, a good 8 hours. If you have some type of tracking device, it's great to be able to tell you when you need to go to bed, how long you need to get, what you're doing through there. Good job, Sherry. Get outside, spend that time outside. It's beautiful. We're going to get rained on today here in northern Colorado, but get outside as much as you possibly can. That's a huge part of getting your health where you need to be. And on that note, breathing fresh air. Unfortunately, my new office here that we moved into last year does not have windows that open. We prop the back door open and get fresh air in as much as we can, but that fresh air is really, really important. Get outside, go for hikes, go for walks, get into nature. Really, really good for nourishing that immune system. 30-40% within 20 minutes of ingesting sugar. Yeah, it's absolutely compromised, and it's a significant decrease when that blood sugar spikes up. It decreases our natural killer cells, our cytotoxic T cells, etc. And stress, we'll jump into that one next, Christine. Thanks for the next step there. So stress reduction is huge. So we all have stress. I always say jobs and cars and kids and COVID and all these different things, and yet we've got to be able to deal with those. That's why we do a brain map on patients, see if they've got this chronic anxiety state, all these different things. You've got to start doing the work, the deep breathing exercise, the relaxation, get outside, take a Sabbath, take a day off, take downtime. All of those things are crucial because the brain constantly on red alert, constantly on toil, cannot fight off these pathogens that are coming in. So these are some of the basic things that you need to continue to be doing. We've been talking about for over the last year. Every single day you've got to put the work in. You've got to take care of your body, keep that blood sugar steady, get the good sleep, take your vitamin D. George, connect with nature, be outside, deep breathe. All those things are crucial, and that's going to do way better than any type of medication or anything else out there. Your body's own defenses are the best thing that you have. So keep them strong, keep your body doing what it needs to be doing, and it'll be interesting to see what the information comes out this afternoon as far as where we're going to be with recommendations on masks and all those things. But it doesn't matter. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and you've got that potential inside of you to be as healthy as you possibly can. All right, guys, make it a great day.